welcome! My name is Jaclyn and today we are doing a get ready with me. It's been a long time since I filmed one of these and I'm very excited. I have so many looks that people have requested on my channel that I am egging to do, so hopefully I'll get quite a bit of tutorial slash get ready with me's out in the near future. But today is a very special one. It is a collaboration with Simply Hope here on YouTube. She actually reached out to me and wanted to know if I wanted to do a video with her, and I was like, abso-freaking-lutely. I love her channel. She is the sweetest and she has such great content. If you like organization videos, declutters, favorites, tutorials, she's got so much content and different kind of content on her channel, so definitely please go check her out. We decided to do a get ready with me, and the idea that I think she actually came up with is that we would recreate a look that the other person did. So I thought that was really cool. I have no idea which look of mine she decided to recreate, but I'm very excited to find out which one she chose. So I was going through her videos and I decided on one that looked like nothing I had ever done before. It's actually a look that she created during her Jaclyn Hill palette bingo, and it's really cool. It's a kind of like a shimmery pinkish coral into a greenish blue color with some black in the outer corner. It's a really cool look. So it's really pretty, so I thought I would recreate something very similar to that using the same color schemes. We'll see how it looks on my face and see how I do. I did do a bunch of swatches on my hand to try and come up with as close as I could color scheme. I also have the Jaclyn Hill palette, but I thought I would challenge myself to find other similar shades in my collection because she did mention exactly what she used because it was part of a palette bingo. But I thought I would put my own little spin on it, but I loved the way her look turned out, so I'm really excited. Again, please go check out her channel to just see which of my looks she decided to create. I will link her channel, her videos down below. I'll make sure to specifically link the look that I'm recreating so that you can go and see what it looks like. Also, if you're here from Hope's channel, hello, welcome. Super happy to have you here. I hope that you maybe stick around. I've got lots of project pan videos on my channel, decluttering videos. I have a year-long low-buy beauty budget type of content going on my channel. Shop my stashes every month, all kinds of stuff. So if by the end of the video you decide that you want to stick around, please consider subscribing. And without further ado, let's get started. So as you can see, I have absolutely not a lick of makeup on my face yet. I am going to start with foundation, which is not normally the way that I do my makeup, but it's the way Hope does her makeup, I think, usually. So we're going to start with foundation, concealer, and all of that jazz, and then I'll probably do my eyebrows next, and then we'll move on to the eyes, which are the focal point of this video. I am going to be using the Covergirl Outlast Stay Fabulous in the shade 810. I bought this semi-recently because I ran out of my Fenty foundation and I absolutely love this stuff. It's not as full coverage as the Fenty foundation, but it still provides a good amount of coverage and I really enjoy using this. I know you can see a little bit of the mirror right here, but please ignore that. Alright, foundation has been applied. I always hate talking while I'm doing my foundation because I'm like punching myself in the face with a beauty blender. So foundation has been applied. Let me put some concealer on. So life has been pretty freaking crazy for me lately, which is why just so many things have happened. I just haven't had time to film and edit as much as I would like to. I'm using the Kaja concealer, by the way. I haven't filmed one of these videos in so long that it just feels like so much has happened. God, where do I even start? So our roommate moved out a couple weeks ago, and by the time you're seeing this, my newest declutter video would have gone up, but I had to delay my declutter series because I'm doing 30 days of decluttering, and some of those decluttering days just took so much longer than I was expecting to film. I did a closet declutter in this most recent declutter video, and that took so long. And so it just, oh man, it just is taking so incredibly long. So my roommate moved out and I helped him move, and then we've been trying to figure out what to do with his room and been just cleaning. We've been on a cleaning spree now that it's warmer weather and we're feeling very motivated. It's just been really busy, and all good reasons. It's just been so busy, and I've been really, I don't want to say slacking because I've been working really hard on my channel. I just haven't been able to put as much content up as I would like to, but I think things are finally slowing down. So our roommate moved out. We've been dealing with closing down a storage unit, going through everything that was in there, which is also a part of my declutter series, reorganizing the house and cleaning all of these spaces, which has been absolutely great and such a freeing and wonderful feeling to really go through all of our spaces. All right, then we're gonna go in with my Project Pan RCMA powder, and we're going to powder this mug. So all of that's been happening. It's been taking up a lot of time. And then my friend and I, Paige, one of my best friends, she and I filmed a drunk thoughts on drops video. So we did some drinking beforehand, and then we did some drinking during the video. And I was kind of concerned because I didn't know how my audience, all of you guys, felt about the consumption of alcohol during a video, but it received incredible feedback. Everyone seemed to really love Paige and requested that she come back for future videos, which made me extremely happy. I was so stoked to hear that people enjoyed watching us together. I loved editing that video. We did have an hour and 49 minutes of footage that I needed to go through, so I cut it down to I think 22 minutes. I did have to cut out so much of our conversations and things that we talked about. I did have to cut out 2 full sections of things that we talked about just because I ran out of time, and I wanted that video to go up the Friday that it went up, which I think when this goes up it was last Friday. So I'll link that down below because I think it was gold. It was such a funny video, and thank you to everybody who watched it and supported it and commented. I sent so many comments. I mean, I think Paige was watching the comments come in, but I also sent her screenshots of the comments. So I'm really happy that I was able to get that up when I did. All right, we are all powdered. I think, oh, eyebrows, that was what I was gonna do next. Brush, 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 brush. In case you are new to my channel or just don't know this, I typically use the Anastasia pomade on the most of my eyebrows, so from like here down to the tail that doesn't exist. And then I go in with a Brow Wiz and I kind of just brush it through the front half of my brow so that it looks a little more like a gradient. Because I find that if I use the pomade in the front of my brow, it looks pretty blockish. Okay, brows are on. I'm going to prime my eyeballs with the Urban Decay primer potion, which I am almost out of. Okay, so my roommate moved out, helped him and his girlfriend move, and then things were chaotic at the house, trying to organize, reorganize, clean for my declutter series, which took up so much time that I normally would have spent editing videos. I was spending decluttering, so which is fine. I really have thoroughly enjoyed this series. It just is very stressful trying to get the rest of my content out, but it's okay. I only have one more Sunday that I am uploading for this declutter series. So then after that, I also spent 3 days in California. So I left on a Wednesday, returned super late Friday night of that same week for a work conference. So that was really cool. I felt very grown up going to a work conference. There were 6 of us total who went from where I work, and we went and I made some really good connections and got to know some people that I don't work closely with at all. So it was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I got a whole hotel room to myself, which was really cool. If anybody has a Dutch Bros close to them where they live, I don't know all where Dutch Bros spreads, but the Rebels with passion fruit and blackberry, half sweet, very tasty. Highly recommend. So yes, this last week I spent 3 days in California, so you know, I couldn't edit or film during that time, which was fine. You know, I knew that that was coming up. I am going to set my kind of brow bone area with a product that is in one of my mini project pans. I have 3.5 project pans going on right now. I have the 9 in 2019 project pan. That's my year-long rolling project pan. I have a Harry Potter themed project pan that was started by Christina Chang. I have a Friends themed project pan that I'm doing in collaboration with Rachel Stephanie here on YouTube. And then I have my year-long Pan That Palette project pan, and I'm about to start another one in like a month, just over a month. By the time you're seeing this, it'll be a month. I'm hitting the project pans hard this year. Okay, so I could make it easy on myself, of course, and just pull for the Jaclyn Hill palette and recreate Hope's look to the T, but instead I decided to make it a little more challenging for myself, and I am pulling from I think a total of 3 palettes. So first and foremost, we're going to start in the crease, duh, and I am going to be using the Colourpop Disney collection, Disney designer collection or something like that, and I'm just going to use one of the, at least starting with just one, because Hope used a very warm transition in her crease, and so we're going to take Grumpy right here and we're going to pop that into the crease. I am using a new brush that I bought. This is the e.l.f. Fluffy Eye Blender Brush. I really want to get some new brushes from the drugstore, either from e.l.f. or BH Cosmetics or Wet n Wild. I think I'd like to just expand my brush collection a bit. And so far, I really like this brush. All right, so we got that shade down. Next, I think I'm gonna go in with a darker warm toned shade. Probably stick with the Princess palette and go in with just the next darkest shade, the shade Triton. Okay, so now we're getting to the tricky part. Her crease shade was definitely more yellow. Mine is a little more orangey, but it's okay. They're both warm toned. I'm gonna go ahead and, because she used an even darker shade. She used Mocha, which I think is a little more cool toned, but I'm gonna go ahead and just take the darkest matte shade in this palette and go ahead and pop that in the very outer crease to get a little bit more depth. Yeah, this is a little more warm toned than the one that she used, but we're gonna stick a little more warm toned. We're putting our own spin on it, you know? Which may or may not turn out good, I guess we'll see. Okay, so next she went in with the blue-green shade on the outer part of her eye. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually dipping into the Tarte Be a Mermaid Make Waves palette. This is the clamshell palette. It was limited edition last year. We're gonna take some shades from here to do all of the lid colors. So how am I gonna do this? Oh my gosh, it's so reflective. So I'm gonna take this shade right here. This is the color Splash. Let me actually give it a swatch for you. So that is what it looks like right there. It's a really beautiful blue-green shade. Let me build it up a smidgen more. We are gonna wet it to hopefully get some more color. Oh, look at how gorgeous that is. So we are gonna put that on the outer corner, and then I'm also going to take Rose. It's this shade right here. It's very similar to the one that she used from the Jaclyn Hill palette, which I think was Sissy. So it's like a peachy pink shade. Let me swatch this one for you. Oh my gosh, so pretty. So there are those two shades close up. And then also, I was recently sent the Ofra and Francisco Tolo, I don't know how to say her last name, I'm really sorry, collaboration. Francisca is a very well-known makeup artist in the celebrity kind of world. She is so talented. She does some amazing work, and she collaborated with Ofra, as you can see based on the packaging. Actually, it's kind of hard to see. It's a bit washed out. There you go. So it's got this really cool splatter on it. So she created an eyeshadow palette, which is what this is. As you can see, this is what the inside looks like. So it's got a lot of very beautiful, colorful shades. I am only going to be dipping into this one right now. I haven't used any of these. I don't think that Hope used anything in her inner corner, but I am a huge fan of inner corner highlights, so I might use this center shade right here. It's a really beautiful, like, champagne. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to be using this turquoise, a deep turquoise blue color, and it is the shade, I'm pretty sure it's called Turquoise. It's a really weirdly spelled word. So I'm going to be using that one in my outer corner to deepen it up, along with this blue shade right here. So I'm going to go into this palette later, but I just wanted to mention that. Oh, also in that collection came a face palette. So this is what this one looks like. The other one had a lot more color on the front. This one's got some purples and pinks and greens on it and some oranges. This is what the inside looks like. So you have two bronzer shades in here and then two shimmery blush shades in here. These are, I think, more blush toppers. I think I used this one down here, which is the shade Venezia. I did use this one. I may use a little bit of that today. They are extremely shimmery on the skin though. And then I'd also used this lighter bronzer right here. It is a little orange on me, so I'll probably use it again today just to show you, but I may have to go over it with a more cool tone shade. Typically I like more neutral to cool tone shades on my face, but I'll use it today along with one of those blushes. And then also a part of that collection were 3 liquid lipsticks. So we have a super dark cherry color in the shade Ruby. It's really beautiful. And then also a very nude warm toned shade, which is the shade Baroque. And then finally a bright vivid red, which is the shade Vermilion. So we've got 3 liquid lipsticks. I'm not sure if I'll be able to use any of these today. Potentially the nude color color. This one's really pretty, but it probably won't go, and I doubt, I mean, my eyes are gonna be pretty bright, so I might not be able to use one of those today, but I thought I'd just share with you that those are all the pieces that came in that collection, and they were sent to me by Ofra Cosmetics and Octoly for review. So let's go back to this bad boy right here. So we're starting with the color Splash, this blue-green right here. I am going to wet it. Let me, oh, maybe I should have gotten you a little bit closer, eh? This is definitely a bit brighter than the one from the Jaclyn Hill palette that she used. All right, so we've got that shade down. Now what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into that Ofra palette. So I'm gonna go in with this Morphe brush from the All I Want collection, and I am going to take the Francisca Ofra palette, going into that dark teal color right here, and I'm gonna try and work that into the outer corner. Looks like it's picking up well on the brush. Blending pretty well. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and leave that for now. I can always go back and add more, but I'm gonna go back into the Tarte palette and we're gonna take the shade again, Frosé, this one right here. I'm going to wet the Urban Decay Naked 3 brush, and I'm gonna put it on my inner corner to meet the green color right there. That is not as sparkly as I wanted it to be. I will admit I am mildly disappointed in that shade, but I just remembered that I have a Tarte Chrome paint pot, which should have chosen in the first place. Wait a minute. Holy crap. So I was using this Tarte shadow, right, in the shade Frosé, and I was like, oh man, this just isn't doing it for me. And I was like, oh, I have a chrome paint pot that is a pinky peach shift, which is really pretty. I'll put that on top of it and it'll give me a little more oomph. So this is what it is. Wanna take a look at what that name is? Frosé. So the shade in this palette and this chrome paint pot are the same shade. Question is, will it give me more oomph than the one in the palette did? So let's go ahead, we'll spritz the brush again. Definitely giving me a little bit more than the other one, but I should have just went in with this one in the first place and it probably would have performed a bit better. All right, so first and foremost, I'm gonna go back into the Princess palette and we are going to blend just a little bit more of, I think we'll take Triton. It was that middle shade right here. And I just wanna pop that a little bit more in the crease to kind of blend those colors together a bit. And then I want to go back into that Francisca Ofra palette and I'll take a little bit more of that teal shade and work it into the outer corner. All right, so I decided I really wanted some pink because this inner corner is definitely more orangey toned than what she chose. So I'm gonna go into my Naked Cherry palette and there's a shade in here called Bang Bang, which is a more pinky shimmer shade. This specific shade is definitely more of a topper shade. So, and I'm gonna put it right where the blue and the orangey shade come together. I mean, it's not doing a whole heck of a lot, but it's fine. I really did like basically nothing. Okay, all right, under eyes, under eyes, under eyes. She did use a black, the black from the Jaclyn Hill palette, but I'm gonna go ahead and skip that step because I'm not a real big fan of black, but I am gonna go back into the Francisca Ofra palette and I'm gonna take that deep teal shade and I'm gonna run that along the lower lash line. Ooh, we'll take the Dose of Colors, the little brushes that come in the Dose of Color palettes. Ooh, that actually looks really good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and blend that color on the lower lash line a bit. Taupe also used an eyeliner. She didn't do a wing, it didn't look like, so we're not gonna do a wing, but I am gonna take some Stila Stale Day liquid liner and I'm just gonna run it until the end of my lash line. All right, boom, eyeliner done. Now we're going to, oh, inner corner highlight. I said that I wanted to try and use the middle shade in this palette, the shade 10K. So I'm gonna just take a little brush. This is the Sigma Small Tapered Blending Brush. Ooh, that's pretty. I'll also take some of this and pop it on the brow bone. I think that's gonna be good. And now I'm gonna put some mascara on. I'm gonna use the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, and then we'll move on to the face. So let me zoom you out. All right, so mascara has been applied. Let's go ahead and move back to the face palette from Francisca and Ofra. You know, I'm gonna try and take the darker shade. I'm for sure not that color, but I'm gonna go in with a light hand because it just seems not as warm toned. And we're gonna just kind of try and lightly blend that. It looks pretty good. I definitely like that color a lot more than I liked this one. So the lighter one was a little too orange toned, but I kind of like this deeper one. As long as I go in with a light hand and just kind of build it up. It's very blendable, which is nice. Put a bit of it on my forehead. Ooh, now it's looking a little dark. And then I think I'm gonna put first my Tarte blush in this shade Party. This is in one of my project pans. I don't remember which one. I think it's in my Harry Potter project pan. We're gonna pop some of that first onto the cheeks. I am using a Sigma Duo Fiber Powder Brush. This is the F15 brush. I really love this brush. And then we'll go back into the Francisca palette, and I think I want to take this top shade up here. What is this? Versus. A little bit of that up and just kind of top it and bring it up the cheekbone a little bit since it is a shimmery shade. All right, done with that one. Then I'm gonna take my Too Faced Love Light Blinded by the Light highlighter. This is also in a project pan. I don't remember which one this is in. And I'm just gonna put this on the tip of my nose, bridge of my nose. Q-huzzo. Okay. What do we have left? Just lips? For sure, no. Nope. Nope. I wanted to use one of these, but none of them feel right. Maybe just like some kind of nude color. I'm gonna try Euro Trash from NYX. This is one of their matte lipsticks. That looks all right. And I think I'm also gonna put some gloss on top. This is the Buxom White Russian. All right, and there you have it. There is the finished recreation of Hope's makeup look in her palette bingo. It is not as dark as hers was. She had a lot more darkness in the outer corner. I could have added some black, probably should have added some black, but I also just kind of like the way that it looks. I love the combo. It's definitely not identical to hers. I tried my best without using the Jaclyn Hill palette. Maybe I should have just used the Jaclyn Hill palette, but I'm not mad about the way this turned out. Don't forget to go check out Hope's channel. She has, again, got some really great content over there. I will link her channel and the video that she posted in collaboration with me down below for easy access. Thank you again to Hope for reaching out and wanting to do this collaboration with me. I am so very grateful. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up before you leave. And if you are new here, you decided you like me and you want to stick around, don't forget to subscribe before you go. All buttons are down below. And I think that's everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. I'm tired. Oh, no. Why are you doing that? And she collaborated. There's for sure highlight in my eyebrow.